Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to our lovely channel. Guys, we are back in the green. Back in the green today. It's been a successful trader rehab, man. There's nothing like coming in and being disciplined and then being rewarded. It's like it never fails. It somehow just never fails. Following the rules, slowing down, playing your own game. It just never ceases to amaze me how well this stuff works. And, we have to be able to come in and focus on ourselves. It doesn't matter what's going on the outside. It doesn't matter who, when, where, why, what. All that matters is you, where you are, and what you're doing, and how you can improve. All right. And so we know the cycle. It'll be hot, it'll be cold, and at times it's a little tricky. We know day trading is like this tightrope walk, and the risk is always real, right? Where there's reward, there is risk. Where there's risk, there's reward. And so, it's important, right? It's imperative that we do whatever is necessary to ensure success as we look at ourselves from that, subjective discipline approach, right? Individual approach. Again, doesn't matter what's going on the outside. And so today we're able to get up to 1,200 bucks trading fairly moderate share size. We didn't really get aggressive today and we were able to get it done. And so tomorrow, if we can continue to see this type of momentum, and I think we will, starting tomorrow, we're going to size back up for real. We're going to get aggressive and we're going to look to really maximize and fully capitalize. And so what that will require is a high level of discipline. Sometimes when you size down, you kind of get a little bit more used to the smaller numbers. But again, that mental adjustment, understanding that there will be bigger swings at time and that you have to pay attention, you have to stay focused, and that's how you prevail. And you know what? We will. Watch out tomorrow as we are ready. Tomorrow I'm coming in and Relentless Trader Terminator style is coming, man. So let's see here. Which stocks? So VS, this one was great, man. VS, we had a lot of momentum today, but sometimes when we're getting halted too many times, it limits the opportunity. And stock VS, unlike some of the other stocks, we actually had candlesticks. And so we started off today, the first 1 minute candle here making the new high from 53 going up to 61. We got all the way to 63.90. It pulled back, ended up holding up 48 and curled right back up to highs. Then we got to 69. From there, a bit of a 3-bar play here. So it was a little choppy, right? But again, still a red to green. If you're watching at this, there's an entry down here. A little bit of a topping wick, but enough to take profits. It held its levels. It continued. The new high of day entry for the 3-bar play pushes up from 69 we get to 84. Huge moves, right? Big range on these stocks. We pulled back, and this is essentially like a small pullback into the previous high, and it held up its levels again from 67 to 90. Huge move here. A little disappointing that we didn't hold up this level to keep going, but it came down and it held up again, and then a third time. But we do want to avoid these type of drops. This one was tricky, man. I will say very hard to avoid. This ended up going up into a halt level, and I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna hold this thing because I had shares of about 3 cents or something. Like, I'm just gonna take my profits off. About 5 seconds later, it didn't really get locked in. It flushed down, and this was violent, man, from 95 to 72. This is the type of stuff that is a little tricky, even when you are, using smaller size, because trading a stock like this, you might not be expecting to lose more than 2, 3, 4 cents at a time. Let's say on the higher side, 5 cents. We had a move here from 67 to 90. We're not really looking to lose more than 5, 6 cents at a time, especially not on a stock like this. We want to keep it tight as possible. So what happens when you buy aggressively with big size, 10, 20, 30,000 into a halt level, and the stock in the blink of an eye drops to 72? This type of stuff is hard to deal with, man. It can be a little demoralizing, but we still, as we go, we have to manage risk as best as we can. For me personally, I don't like to hold into the halt unless I have a decent cost basis, and there being distance between the market price and my entry. So if I'm in here and we're halted up here, it's I can hold it because there's so much distance. But if I'm in at the halt level and we're halted up right here, it's like if this thing doesn't want to go and continue, there's just so much downside risk. Anyhows, we got the halt there at the 03. It opened up higher, but we unfortunately did not get the dip and rip. It just continued to 123 and then 130, and then that was about it. But all in all, we were able to capitalize $900. And again, I think I only had 3,000 shares, right? Just 3,000 shares. So it's pretty decent. We could have even done better. We missed some big trades in one of these areas. But yeah, tomorrow, for example, like, when we size back up, we'll be pushing 10,000 and 20,000 shares on this same stock. Tomorrow, we're going aggressive. Tomorrow, it's time to get back to business. So that was VS. SECO, another one of the stocks here. Roller coaster on this one. Started off with a bit of a red to green and initially looked very attractive after we crawled back up right here. But immediate flush down, and this was a big drop, man. 50% drop here, going from about 240 down to 120. Awful. But the good thing is that this one had, we talk about a bounce and a range, and being more willing to trade the range as this was curling up, around areas like this. I'm starting to watch for the 1 minute candles to make the new high and the new high of day entries. From 72, we get to 82, and then we get to 211. We would have loved to see the follow through here for high of day. It didn't quite happen. We opened up lower. So again, trading the range, watching it down here, and taking entries, right? Watching it down here. We can put on the show trades here for a quick sec, just so you guys can get a better idea of where those quick scalps are coming. Yeah, so as we're down here, so yesterday we said, hey, we're gonna just give these stocks a chance. We're gonna trade the range, give ourselves more of an opportunity to capitalize and be in a rhythm if we can get the move. And so again, these scalps are coming in, quick scalps, in and out, in and out. But as you guys will see, unfortunately, I did miss this area here. So we could have essentially doubled, tripled our gains for sure, even with the moderate size. I think I was just using 1,600 shares, which is like really small for this type of stock and price range. Good days, 35, 45. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Anyhows, we missed this nice area here. This was between 12.4. Was I on a call here? I tried to stick around for most of the trading, or maybe I was watching a different stock. It does happen from time to time where I start watching something else. OPGN, this is also another one that was getting halted up. But as you guys will see, I was not super aggressive here. Just taking it slow, taking it easy. And let me see here. Only 1,800 share blocks. Scalping, again, small size, only 1,800 share blocks. It saves 9,000, but really and truly it should be saying 27,000, 20,000 or plus, right? With the amount of trades I'm in and out, in and out. So again, smaller size, but still able to capture something on these resumptions. This, you can see we have the bottoming wick here. So as we resume, we dip, we resume, right? We open, we dip, and we rip. Nice entries there. Ended up catching this one. We didn't quite have the bottoming wick, but noticed in the price action an entry, took it, small gains, and again on this resumption here, and that was about it. Small trade here, though not much. But you can see I would have done much better off just being in and holding this thing for 20, 30 minutes, because if I would have done that, I'd have been up 10,000, right? Instead of just the amount that I'm up now, right? I mean, this thing went, if we do the math, maybe not 10,000, but let's see, low of 180. My entries around 190. It got to a high of 384. What's 3.84 less 1.9? That's 1.94 times 1800. I would have been up $3,400 here if I would have just held this position to the highs. But as we know, it's very difficult to determine where the stock will go and where the move will end. Just talk about being able to read the future. It's like if you get some sort of magic genie that says, "Hey, one wish." Okay, maybe you would want three wishes, but when it comes to the market, if you can see ahead of time here, just even 30 seconds, a minute, imagine a few hours, the damage you could do. I mean, geez. Anyhow, so that's make believe, right? This is the real world. We got to try and build experience. We got to be competent. We got to be sharp. We got to be efficient. We got to be quick. And the intuition does help after some years of trading. It does help. So VS, as mentioned, we traded that one. SECO, we traded this one. We had some losses, unfortunately, on BCEL. I think right here, I think maybe I was a little too aggressive towards this thing curling back up, and it wasn't the wrong idea again, but the execution, man, just was a little off. We missed this beautiful red to green here through VWAP the first time. We came in, we were looking at the dip just kept on dipping. We had a high of 59. I bought the dip at 51. It flushed all the way to 44, man. So huge drop off there. It does curl back up. I attempt the 1 minute candle here to make the new high. It doesn't go immediately. We end up getting chopped out in this area here because we had a high of 51. And a lot of these areas I'm in up unrealized, not being able to sell into the green for profits because we're selling off. I'm pretty sure I put out a limit order here to sell, but it's like the volume starts to decrease, selling comes in, and I'm ultimately stopping out for red. I think this area here, for example, I should have been green like $70. Instead, I was out red $60. Like simple things like that kind of cost me on this one. Some timing issues too. Like being in on this candle here, we needed to give it a little bit more time to open up because we had a decent entry, but sometimes that's how it goes. Just the small details, man. And not getting to properly capitalize because this pushed up to 56. We got the dip. I'm in a little too high. I needed to wait for VWAP here. So I'm in 52 rather than being in at 50 or 49. And look at how well this curls back up all the way to 53, right? So, a couple cents at a time, right here again, we curl back up. If we can capture these opportunities, we'll put ourselves in a good position. And, look at this huge move we ended up getting here from 56 to 64. Doesn't get better than that. We botched it. We absolutely botched it. Where we should be green 500, we're red 400. Got to do a better job on this type of stock tomorrow, especially with size, because with size it adds up too quickly, right? This is with small size, so we got to be sharp, we got to be quick, we have to be decisive, and strike. So what else? IONM, red $50 here, like a small trade, I think, going up. Yeah, not much there. I think that might have been it. PRZO, not actually. Okay, yeah. PRZO was up 300 on this one. Went back to flat. Good green into this area here, trading the range, and then ended up giving back, man. Giving green in this area here, this first half, and then red into this second half. I think some choppy trades here as well. So green 300 to flat. This other one, ACXP, green 400 to flat. Oh my gosh, man. So we really should have had like well over a 2K day here today, but we could not retain some of the gains, right? This one, first of all, right before the live stream ended, I don't know how in the world I missed this on the scans. I missed this here on the scans, man. I think this, sometimes you just have to be there to be able to be green, just being present. I didn't get to see the price action here, but I really think I would have been able to be green the way how the chart looks, man. We had a resumption from 671 Oh, let's see. 693. Let's get it on E-Trade. ACXP for a better look. E-Trade, the hot levels are more defined here. Which, and I think I saw it. I think I saw it being mentioned, but I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna look good. I didn't even check it out really. Or if I did check it out, I didn't pay close attention. This thing ended up going, so we went from 693, it opens at 724, right? Opens up at 724, rips up to a high of 795, dips to 760, rips over 795, and rips all the way to 855. Ooh, man. I would have wished to have watched this one here. Even with just 1,000 shares, could have really done some damage there, man. This is incredible. I saw it here into this chop and managed to get up 450 and then gave it back here. So it surprisingly held up the lows at 30, pushed all the way to 810, and again, low of 20. And I was in on this entry here, I believe at 40. And I sold it literally 5 seconds too soon when this like move started to happen. Because I'm in, nothing is happening. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm just gonna take my like 15 cents. And this thing ripped up on the ass to like 80 almost instantly, and then to 8. So this had me thinking this thing wants to get back to highs. But that was it. And the rule of three, right? We kind of had the first pullback here, second pullback. By the time we got to the third pullback, Titanic. But yeah, so decent green day. We're gonna look to keep building off of this and get back into a good stride. And the main thing is to put some distance in between me and this rough patch. And we're still not out of the woods, but I feel good. I feel great. Tomorrow it's a matter of putting a little bit more size behind the trades. And I also know what needs to be done to be a little bit more efficient. So I'm gonna dial into it, lock in, focus up, and capitalize as best as I can while managing risk. Guys, with that being said, it's been a beautiful Relentless Trader recap here. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We are now pushing almost 12,000 people on YouTube. Guys, we have 12,000 people on YouTube, 18,000 on Instagram, 44,000 on TikTok. We are absolutely skyrocketing. There's over 4,200 in Discord. We're absolutely expanding at a rapid rate. Hit that thumbs up, share the video, and let's continue to grow. So take a look at those links down below. Take a look at the links for Discord. Take a look at the links for the course. Take a look at the links for Momo Pro and everything else that we have to offer. All right, guys. So with that being said, it's been RT. Stay safe, stay green, and we are signing out.